Welcome everybody to the Rock Bottom Podcast, episode number 4, joined by Lucas.
Oh, hello!
Today we're going to talk about AEW, wrestling news, and some rumors around the world. We're going to do all AEW Dynamite from August 1st, 2020. And today we're going to talk about some AEW first of all. So let's get started. We got Elite and FTR versus the Dark Order. The Dark Order won the match. What you think about this match?
It was pretty good. I thought it was better than last week's 5-on-5 match. I feel like this wasn't. I feel like this was more condensed.
Yeah, and people are saying on the internet that they shouldn't start the show with a match. It should be like the intro and then saying "Welcome to AEW Dynamite" and then.
I like them starting with a match. I feel a good way to start off the fast-paced way to start off the show.
It was a really good match.
I don't see a problem with that, personally.
Yeah, I love that the Dark Order were kind of dominant and like they won the match. You kind of made them like strong and powerful, you know. That's why I like the Dark Order because they're really really strong and So.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I was just talking. I didn't even notice.
Okay.
So, what was your favorite moment of the match? If you had to say.
I thought the ending's pretty cool. Like all of them hitting their moves.
Yeah, I think the match was really good. Like the Dark Order match, which I was happy to see. You know, a lot of good moments in the match. I think I like the Dark Order, even though they should.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I like their gimmick. I like it's like a cult and everything. So I like the Dark Order. I'm happy that they won.
Yeah.
What would you rate?
I've been a fan of what's it called, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson before it even came to AEW, so I'm happy they're starting to use them more.
Yeah. What would you rate? What would you rate this match? 1 out of 10. What would you rate it?
7.5. Good match.
Same, yeah. All right, next match on the card was Santana and Ortiz versus the Best Friends. The Best Friends won. Was it the AEW Tag Team Champions number 1 contenders match, right? Am I wrong?
Was it? I don't think so.
Well, anyways,
it might be wrong. I might be wrong.
Yeah, Best Friends won, and this match was pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'll give it like a solid 6.
I stayed 7 again. It was good.
I think Santana and Ortiz should have won the match, to be honest. But
they got their heat back with the car thing. Or was that after? No, that was after the match.
Yeah, that was after, and yeah. So that's what happened. Santana Ortiz attacked Trent's mom's car of all things.
And
I think it was interesting. I don't know why they did Trent's mom's car. Like they should have did Trent's car.
Well, I mean, because like she showed up before, so I'm assuming she's gonna show up again.
Yeah. So Best Friends won the match. Pretty good match. You give it maybe like 6 or 7. All right. Next, we got one of my favorite segments of the night. We got the Matt Hardy promo. I think Matt Hardy was being himself in that promo. Like he wasn't acting Matt Hardy version 1 or broken Matt Hardy. He was acting himself basically, and he was saying that Sammy Guevara, like he tried to help him to join the, lead the Inner Circle to be his own guy, but then Sammy Guevara came from behind. Oh wait, no. What happened was Matt Hardy, ruined Sammy Guevara when he returned to AEW, and I think Matt Hardy did it back, or Sammy Guevara, did it back, whatever. And then Sammy Guevara came in the ring, and he basically beat the shit out of Matt Hardy, busted him wide open the hard way, and he got a heat from backstage. So,
rough year for Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, and the thing about Sammy, I think his character changed after that night, because before he was just cocky, like he'll run away, like 2016 maybe. Actually, and then after that, he showed him that he was ruthless. He will do anything to hurt their opponents, basically.
Well, I feel like we should wait and see, because this is a 1-week thing, so.
Yeah, we don't know if this is completely, stay, It was a good. I liked. He put him through the table.
Yeah, it was good. Good setting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a good moment. Next we got.
I like the bleeding personally, but I can understand why people backstage weren't a fan of it.
Yeah, and then next we have the Dark Order and Matt Cardona. I think that's what his name is. The Dark Order, Matt Cardona and Cody Rhodes. Matt and Cody won the match.
Mm-hmm.
I think Matt Cardona looked really good in that match.
Yeah, yeah. The best I've seen of him in a while.
They made like Cody Rhodes a little bit weaker. I think it's because they wanted to build the Dark Order a little bit and then still lose the match, but still seem like.
Well, I think that was because they wanted Zach or Matt to seem good in comparison.
Yeah, really good match though. The Dark Order. I think there were like two other members, like the people that were wearing the masks, whatever.
It was John Silver and I forget the other one.
Yeah, John Silver and the other one, but yeah. I think it was pretty decent. I like that Matt Cardona won. I'll give it like a solid 6 or maybe a 7. Just really good match.
6 I'd say. Yeah,
and then we got our main event. Well, I don't want to say our main event, but we got our next segment. We got the debate, the 2020 debate, whatever, between Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was one of the best segments of the year.
I thought it was I really liked it. Also, Scott Eric Bischoff was the enforcer or whatever. The guy who asked the questions.
Turned to TNT over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have to admit, it was really good. Like Chris Jericho was saying, Orange Cassidy couldn't talk, and then there was a global warning question, and Orange Cassidy went full on Eminem just talked about it. So,
mm-hmm.
And then it was really cool. It made Orange Cassidy serious than he was.
Yeah, I thought the promo, like the thing, not like the global warning, but like just about the match, Cassidy said was really good. He has a good promo.
Yeah, it was a good promo saying it will suck if you lose against the guy who puts his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, he said it's the most important match of his life. Yeah. Both ways. So.
Yeah, it was a good match. Not a good match, a good promo by Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Like a little
good segment.
All right, then we got a main event of the evening. I was actually pretty excited when it was announced: Darby Allin versus Jon Maxley.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't surprised, but Jon Maxley won.
They're building up for MJF versus Moxley.
Yeah. Really good match. Jon Moxley got busted wide open. It was good. MJF tried to help Darby Allin win the title from Jon Moxley, but it backfired. So,
or like Dictator John, as we should call him.
Yeah. And by the way, I forgot to tell you guys about the MJF thing that happened before the segment that happened with him. But yeah, the match was really good. I like that MJF came in. I knew it was not going to be he was going to lose the title after that. But anyways, I love that they faced each other. It was really intense. Darby Allin threw him into the post of the ring. On the steel post. That was cool to watch. I was actually kind of scared for him. But yeah, it was a really good match. I'll give it maybe a 7 or 8. Really
I'd say 7.58 maybe.
5, yeah. Really good match. Jon Moxley obviously won, and I'm excited for MJF versus Moxley. MJF. Yeah. I hope MJF wins.
Yeah, same.
That would be amazing. So yeah, that was AEW Dynamite from August 5th, 2020. Let's talk about some wrestling news and rumors going around the world.
First of all, Marty Jannetty killed a man.
Just out of the blue. Yeah, he killed a man. Yeah.
He killed. I think he said it was 13 when he did that, but still.
Yeah, still, and that's why they get pushed.
I think, I think if we're gonna be serious, I feel like for a while now, Marty Jannetty has been in the best of mindsets.
Yeah.
I feel like he probably should go for help, what's it called, like a psychologist or something.
Yeah, to get some help, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Marty Jannetty apparently killed someone when he was 13.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He could. The thing, like I've said, like he's not in the best of minds. He could have just been completely making that up. Because he's had said crazy things before that haven't been true, but we don't know yet.
You could see it on Twitter. I ate my mom last night. Really good.
He could say that. You never know.
Yeah, you don't know. It could be true. It could be not be true. You know.
The police are investigating right now, as that's what I've heard of last of the story. So we'll find out what happens to him.
And of course, next was the Retribution. They attacked some WWE stars.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the Nexus.
Yeah, essentially. You know, I wish what they did. I wish it was in front of fans. Like, they just actually shot on the fans, like actually attacked the fans. That would have left an impression.
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, that's what happened. And then of course you talk about the biggest thing that happened in New Japan.
My man Yoshihashi finally won a title after 12 years. Over 1,250 matches. He finally won a title.
Wait, is it the main title or just like...
No, he won. It was like the lowest title in New Japan, but a title's a title. And I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. Congrats, my dude. Congrats.
I'm so upset, though, because it was like a 6-man title, and he didn't even get the pin. He didn't even let him get the pin. Come on.
But hey, he won the belt, okay? You should be thankful he won the belt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so congrats for him. And now we're going to talk about the theme of the day. We're going to talk about the greatest wrestlers of all time.
We've done our favorites, but this is going to be like as objective as we can make it. So it's not going to be... Because I had Mike Awesome and TJ had Ryback. Yeah, they're not making the list.
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Mike Awesome's really great, but like...
Yeah, I love... Awesome's amazing, but if we're talking about... Like, if we're talking objectively, he's not even close to the top.
Alright, so we are going to... Do you want to do our top 3 of what's your favorite greatest of all time wrestlers, and then I'll do mine?
I feel like we should say our top 3, and then we should try to like
make a
from
list.
There. Yeah.
Okay. So my top 3, I'm gonna start from number 1, then we're gonna go 2, and then 3. Mm-hmm. Number 1 is Chris Jericho, and let me tell you why Chris Jericho is the greatest of all time. Okay.
Okay.
Every single promotion he's been in, he's always been successful. Like from ECW, he won the television title, I think. WCW, he was a cruiserweight, obviously, but he kind of showed who's boss. WWE, no question about it. He beat The Rock and Stone Cold one night, and he had so many gimmicks. All of his gimmicks, like he had the list of Jericho, the what was it? The 2009 Jericho. That's probably one of my favorite ones. When he was break the walls down, whatever. When
he was attacking Shawn Michaels and stuff.
Yeah, and then we have the Painmaker Jericho, and then you have the Champion Chris Jericho. There's just so many Chris Jerichos that he has been so successful with many gimmicks, and he's always been a really great wrestler. Even in his 50s, he's still doing really good matches. That's why I say Chris Jericho is the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
I did a mock top 10 list of greatest of all time. Jericho wasn't in my top 10. I'm gonna be honest.
He wasn't in your top 10.
No. The thing about Jericho. The one reason why I can't put him any higher is he has the longevity. He has the accolades. I feel like he's influenced a lot of wrestlers, but he hasn't been the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
he's throughout his career, he's always been a second-tier guy on the hierarchy of the roster.
You got to admit, it's not his fault. It's mostly WWE's fault.
It's not their fault, but still.
Yeah, all right, I understand that. I understand.
Mm-hmm. I feel like with influence, because I feel like influence is a really important thing to become the greatest of all time. He, in a way, I feel like in ring he's influential, but like I feel like there's so much more guys who have like transcended the way of wrestling more than Jericho. If that makes sense.
And also, Chris Jericho is one of the best people on the mic. He's the best talker. Yeah. You know, hands down. Like
I would say best, but he's up there.
Yeah, he's up there. Like, he's like around The Rock, Stone Cold, and Cena if you want. But yeah. All right, I guess the next one's gonna be kind of, I don't know if this is gonna stay until maybe like a couple months later, but I may have to say the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you why. Like, he's been in wrestling for like almost 30 years. I think 29 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
20, and
no, more than 30 actually.
yeah, he started in 91.
Because he wrestled in like WCW in the 80s.
Yeah, and other promotions. But yeah, he's been like almost above more than 30 years. But WWE maybe like 29 years. But the Undertaker, he's always kind of been successful, even if he doesn't have the title. Like, he's been successful in many gimmicks, like the Ministry of Darkness or American Badass, Big E, and the Dead Man.
We talk about like wrestlers like Chris Jericho reinventing himself. The Undertaker does that a lot as well. I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
And you know what's cool about the Undertaker? Like, he can be in the main event even though he's not holding a title. You know?
Yeah. He doesn't need a title.
Yeah, he doesn't need a title, and of course, the streak. We can't talk about that. At WrestleMania 21 and 21-0 until he lost. But yeah, the Undertaker, I have to say him because I remember when I first watched wrestling, like WrestleMania 29, and I saw the Undertaker for the first time. I got scared and I ran into my room because when he rolled his eyes, it freaked me the fuck out. So there's a little fun fact. But yeah, Undertaker, he's one of the best wrestlers of all time. He's always been a good wrestler until maybe like his later years, like 2014, 2019 or 2020. He's the guard match is really good.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, in ring wise, I feel like Undertaker. I feel like it took him like till like the mid 2000s to get like to that top echelon of wrestling skills.
Well, yeah, because if you think about the 90s, right? They were still like one punch, maybe like a couple body slams, and maybe like a little hurricanrana.
I guess.
Yeah, until the new generation happened and the Attitude Era, but like wrestling.
But I feel like even in the Attitude Era, I feel like in ring wise, he was the worst of the main eventers, but he was still good. But
yeah, but of course he got better as he got older.
Definitely.
And you got to admit he's been one of the greatest matches of all time, like with Shawn Michaels and
with
the Hell in a Cell. So yeah, that's what I'll say for Undertaker.
Okay.
The final one, it was hard for me to say. It was either going to be John Cena or Ric Flair. But I honestly don't know. I gotta say John Cena maybe because I know him a lot than Ric Flair. But Ric Flair, of course, he's been a multi-time world heavyweight champion, like 17, 18, 20. We don't even know. So much rivalries with Dusty Rhodes and Sting, Vader. I think Vader. Yeah, and then all these stars. He's been, and of course his fight, iconic. He's a good wrestler. And then of course we all hated him. We all hated his guts back in the early 2000s, but he's what is he? 16-time, 17-time champion.
16.
Yeah, 16-time champion. But John Cena, he was like my favorite wrestler when I got into wrestling. Like moveset, character. Like you may just say that's a WWE. And I understand. That makes sense. So that's what for my top 3, top 4. All right, now you do your top 3 of your great.
Number 1 for me is Ric Flair.
All right, cool.
And, so the reason why I have Flair at top is for a few reasons. First of all, his longevity.
Yes.
He's been wrestling since he started in the 70s or even 60s, and he continued to wrestle until 2008. Think about that.
No, he didn't wrestle until in TNA.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
Wrestle with quotation marks. Can we really call those matches?
No, let's just call them.
So, and he hasn't started and stopped. He's been continuous throughout all of that time.
Yeah, Ric Flair. I can understand why he'd be the greatest. time. The longevity.
Also, his influence. I feel like there are so many people who've done the Nature Boy, and I feel like you could say Buddy Rogers was the first Nature Boy, which is true, but I feel like Ric Flair was the one to popularize it.
Yeah, and so those are like key factors of being the greatest. Yeah. So I guess I understand about Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Hogan.
All right. All right.
It's a lot of the same reasons as what's it called? Flair, as he wrestled. He got even when he was a main eventer. He's 83 is when he became a main eventer in WWE. He was a main eventer in WCW till 2000. That's 17 years at the top.
Yeah.
His
I had to Hulk Hogan. He's good on promo work. Good of making the fans, he made himself really popular. But the one he wasn't really the best at, it was the wrestling part, especially in his later years, like that choke slam with Undertaker.
The thing is with Hogan, if you watch his work in Japan, he was so good in the ring.
Yeah.
The reason why Hogan didn't wrestle that in the WWE is because he didn't have to. He was so.
He didn't have to be the next Jushin Thunder Liger. He didn't have to be Rey Mysterio. It doesn't have to be Shawn Michaels. He just made himself popular. How he was as a person.
Yeah. If you think Hogan is a bad wrestler, watch his stuff in Japan against the Great Muta, Antonio Inoki. Yeah. So good.
Yeah, and Hulk Hogan, he had the '80s Hogan, then he had the '90s Hogan, Hollywood Hogan. Video idea: best wrestling factions. Maybe we'll do that next episode. But
maybe we'll see.
I don't know if it's the greatest or the top 3. It's because I think he's really, if you find. But of all the wrestlers in the world, I don't say that because
for my list, I'm not counting wrestlers who've done most of their work in Mexico or Japan, because I feel like that would be skewed because wrestling is different in different countries.
Yeah, people may say El Santos, whatever.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking. Well, I feel like if I were to count Mexico, El Santo, I feel like arguably he could be number 1 just because of how over he was in Mexico.
Yeah. But it was just our opinions, from but it's just if Hogan was a better wrestler in later stages of his career, then he wasn't the best.
Again, the thing we don't know because he didn't even. He just did the Hogan shtick.
He doesn't need to wrestle good because his character says his basically. All right, what's your number 3? Your what is your what would you say the go?
I'm gonna say Austin.
All right.
The thing is, he was so what's it called? Influential. Before, even after his neck injury, he was still a great brawler.
And Stone Cold, he's probably one of the best trash talkers in wrestling. Best rivalry, Triple H, The Rock, Mr. McMahon. He made the Attitude Era beat WCW. He made the WWE beat WCW, in my opinion.
The one reason why he isn't higher is because his longevity. Because he was only a main eventer for less than 5 years.
I think around 97, maybe 98 until
2002, I'd say. So that's 5 years. Which in the grand scheme of wrestling, that's not a lot.
Yeah,
and he even between there, he had a bad neck injury, so he was out for a year. So that's really only down to 4 years at that point.
Yeah, and honorable mentions, I guess you can say, Sting.
Well,
maybe Sting. Well, he wrestled since the 80s.
Yeah.
2016.
Well, do you want to go over or should we try to make a
list?
Yeah, like a solid, objective, just top 5, top 10. So number one, who would be number one? I'd say Flair. Would you agree with that, or do you have anyone else in mind?
Well, my mind, of course, was Jericho, but both had Ric Flair in our top 3, top 4. I guess we could say Ric Flair's number 1.
Yeah.
2. Who did you have again for number 2?
I had Hogan as 2, but I understand why you wouldn't think he's number 2.
I would say, oh shit.
You had Cena in. He was my number 4, so I'm fine with Cena being number 2.
Cena could be number 2. I think number 3 should be the Undertaker, in my opinion.
He was my number 5, so yeah, I put Undertaker.
5. Taker could be 5.
I feel like 3 because.
Yeah, 3 would be good.
Then I'd say Austin for 4.
And Jericho could be 5. Do you think so, or do you think Jericho? Ooh, this is hard.
Oh, okay, here's my thing. I think I know this. I'd put Mysterio over Jericho any day because of his influence. I feel like they're tied in everything. Well, the thing is, I feel like Jericho is better at his mic skills, but Mysterio has much more influence on the wrestling world, which to me is more important than anything.
Yeah, all right. I understand that. Rey Mysterio, he's one of the greatest.
I wouldn't even put him in the top 5. I'm just saying I put him over Jericho.
Okay, what could be our number 5? It could either be.
I'd say The Rock.
The Cock. I'll say The Cock. But okay, The Rock. Number 5. One of the trash talkers. Really good wrestler, even his later years.
He's the same with Austin, where he doesn't have that. The one thing, he didn't have that much longevity in the ring, but.
Well, this is the thing. If he didn't go to Hollywood, he would have been the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. If he was wrestling until he was 40, he would have been.
Yeah, I think WrestleMania matches with Cena were pretty decent. But yeah, I guess we can admit Ric Flair is the GOATest. The greatest.
One. Yeah.
If we had to both agree on it. So, yeah, those are the greatest of all time of wrestlers.
Should I list my top 10 that I had just?
Yeah.
So we heard our top 3. Number 4 is Cena. 5 is The Undertaker. 6 Shawn Michaels. Good. 7 is Triple H. 8 is The Rock. 9 is Mysterio. 10, it's a tie between Bryan and Styles. I don't know how. Jericho would be top 15 for me.
I was about to say, if it wasn't top 15 or top 12, whatever, I would have been like.
He'd probably be 13 on my list.
Yeah, I'm biased because I think Jericho.
He's my favorite. He is my favorite wrestler. I'm not. Subjectively, he is, but objectively, he's top 15 at best.
All right. So that was the greatest wrestler of all time. I guess we say Ric Flair. So thank you guys.
I'd say Ric Flair.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the Rock Bottom Podcast, episode 4, I believe. We've been doing it every single week since we started. Hope you guys enjoy your day and try to stay safe.
Peace!